Vertiz with the No More Black Tears podcast. Let me go and give the shout out to everyone.
Mr. DJ Rose in the building.
As always, Caesar C's.
And we got Juice Man. He fixing himself a drink.
What up, though? What up, though?
And I want to, before we get Vertiz with the No More Black Tears podcast. So let's go with our shout outs.
Yo, Mr. DJ Rose.
Caesar C's.
What up? It's your boy 706 Juice, man. We in the building.
And before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to our producer, D-Will. So, here are the topics for the day. The incident with AP, blocking reparations in San Francisco. A woman lied about sexual assault, sentenced to 8 years in prison. Tears, no tears. Uganda passed an anti-gay law. The CEO of Porsche filed for divorce after his wife got a dementia-like illness and then got himself a girlfriend. Tony Mitchell from Alabama was arrested after running from the police with 200 grams of weed and was driving 141 miles an hour, and it was $7,000 in the car. Takeoff woman that was shot, she has 200,000 hospital bills. A Miami girl got finessed out of 1,000 on Cash App. And then we got what's wrong with these hoes. We're going to talk about some delusional hoes today. So first off, hey, DJ Rose, what you think about the incident of AP blocking black people in San Francisco from getting reparations from slavery?
I think they should probably just stay in their lane. Like, if San Francisco wants to do that, let them do that. I understand that you want to take control over that and open up like I guess like programs or things like that. But I think the people over there can probably use the money more than after school program or fitness center or whatever kind of thing you want to build or donate to. Because because if George is going to offer me, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000, or they can open up something for someone for the community, I would rather take the money. And so that's how I feel about it. I think they should probably just stay in their place. Let the city do what they go do, because plus if that city does it, it might spread to other cities. So it might come to a town near you. You never know. But that's how I feel about it. So how you feeling, C's?
Man, so we got enough rec centers and stuff, so we just posed that question. It was like, what really, instead of giving the people the money for the reparations, they just want to do a community center and rec centers. Isn't this stuff already being done anyway, though? A lot of this community efforts,
Yeah,
always done. Isn't it done all the time?
It is, but to be fair to them, they feel like it's done by the power of white people. They basically want to control the money and create these programs in their own image.
And it's like, why didn't the NCAA talk to the community before they had criticisms for the program, before it even, when it was originally drawn up as an idea? Why don't you ask the people who that it would affect first before you put your 2 cents and say, oh, we don't think that's a good idea, da da da. And then let's just say the NCAA could say, oh, they could be lining their pockets with, hey, we need to get this person, this company to build the community center, so they could be lining their own pockets. And this just goes to say, what has the NCAA really done as a collective to really help? Have they stuck to their original purpose? And let's look at the history. Who started the NCAA? So there's that too. So, but
White folks?
yeah, pretty much. Juice Man, what you think, man?
That's a good one. When I think about that, it's kind of hard because black folks in general, we are consumers. So it don't matter if we got the money anyway. All we're gonna do is buy more Louis, buy more Mercedes Benzes.
But isn't it its prerogative? because you're just judging everybody.
Which is gonna make the rich folks richer. It's like what they're gonna do.
But so you're saying that you know every single person that's receiving these reparations. You know for a fact that they're gonna.
What I'm saying is, if we got the reparations, then NC talking about, like you say, these buildings. No, that's not right.
And these gestures, to me, it's just gestures.
How about black banks? How about black hospitals? Black grocery stores? That's more needed than these rec centers, because like you say, all they're gonna do is build a rec center. What is that? A gang hangout. What is that? Nice spot to shoot up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all it's gonna be.
It's like let the city do the rec centers and stuff. If you're gonna do reparations, let reparations be reparations. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that could actually use the money. A lot of people could probably use it to start a business or pay their medical bills. So who are we to sit there and say, oh, if these black people get reparations, all they're gonna do is we keep doing this rhetoric where, oh, all you're gonna do is just go buy Louis. I know my whole family's black. I know y'all, all of us are black. Mm-hmm. How many of us are actually gonna go out and buy Louis tomorrow? I got bills to pay. I don't know about y'all. I ain't gonna sit there and go spend $2,000 on
something. See, some devil advocate though. How many of y'all own Jordans though?
I ain't bought a pair of Jordans in 3 years.
I don't own any Jordans.
So I'm just saying, because somebody gonna hit that and be like, "Oh, so you don't buy none of those name brand stuff?"
No, we said Louis. Yeah, it's a difference because I
black man, Louis.
But still, I know Asians that wear Nike. I know Hispanic people that wear Nike. I know Africans that wear Nike. So if you want to use that rhetoric on name brand, most of us use name brand.
No, I'm just saying.
Most of us buy name brand.
I'm just saying there is a rhetoric behind black people who spend a lot of money on name brand stuff.
I will say,
regardless of who makes it.
Which I'm not disagreeing on. We are the biggest consumers. That's true. That's a fact. But I'm just saying, when it comes to reparations, let the money. Why do Native Americans and Jewish people get reparations and nobody says what they do with their money?
Because white people.
That's what I'm saying. So give us the damn money first. Just actually do it. Give us the damn money first. That's all I'm saying. And then let us decide to do with it. But that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, man. To just touch on what C's and Rose was saying, you know, I understand the NAACP from the standpoint of, hey, let's create programs in communities that's mostly minorities that can help them and stuff like that. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Even though we have a lot of programs, and some people would argue some of these programs are actually a hindrance to people in those communities, one way or the other. Personally, I have to agree with you, C's. I just feel like the NAACP, and I felt like this 5 years ago. The purpose that they originally served during the Civil Rights Movement, they don't serve that purpose no more. The people that run that organization, they don't have the same intentions that they did back in the day. They're not really for African Americans like they were when they was at their peak. I just feel like that's the reason why you've had movements like the Black Lives Matter group and other grassroots black groups, because a lot of people just feel like, where was the NAACP where a lot of these black children and black people was getting killed and murdered in the street by cops? And where was the NAACP when we had a lot of black people that was going through hardships the last 20 years? So personally, yeah, just give black people reparations, and what they do with the money, they do with the money. If my neighbor chooses to put spinning rims on his car, and I get in his back seat, and he got Louis Vuitton over the car seats and the steering wheel, and he got some Jordans, and it's like one of them Key and Peele skits that is still in plastic, and he wearing the Fires fitted hat, and it's still in the box. Hey man, if that's how he chooses to spend his reparations, more power to him. And if, you know, my brother chooses to spend his reparations by saying, you know what, I'm gonna open a gym for black people, good for him. The point is, this conversation is long overdue. Black people been deserve reparations, not just for slavery, but everything after slavery, from after Reconstruction and leading to Jim Crow. So once black people were technically freed, then the fact that you still have black people getting lynched, you had black towns being destroyed, like all of that history, like black people deserve reparations for all of that. And
they deserve reparations for building this country. Right. And NC NAACP, get your hand out my pocket.
But you know what happened? Like, I hear what you're saying, bro. But you know what happened? That happens.
What?
It'd be the demise of the United States. There'd be no economy
because they can't.
Everything
They can't.
be equal.
Who's gonna actually foot
Everything
the
can't
bill?
be equal.
Who's actually gonna foot the bill? That's one of the conversations me and Bert had. I said, who's actually gonna foot the bill for that? America's already trillions of dollars in debt. Are they gonna tax? Then you're gonna have, oh, I'm not paying my taxes for some lazy da 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 da. You know, explicit whatever black people or whatever, whoever you want to say. There's gonna be people that say, oh, that's just welfare. I'm not paying my hard earned taxes. Where you can sit there and make the sentiment of, oh, but President Biden just turned around and gave Ukraine $400 million plus whatever other bills. So I mean, it's always going to come down to who's paying it. I think that's people's biggest problems is, do they actually deserve it? We're so far
But
removed from the
a
time.
lot of these cities and states, they got a surplus of money and then they just spend it how they want to spend it. So if every state took that surplus and then paid it to the people that deserve it, then it's already been paid. So it's not like who's paying it. It's already that money just sitting there anyway.
How much would it actually be? Like, if we calculated it, how much do you think?
Does it matter how much it would be?
Yeah.
To me, it does.
See, I don't know how much reparations would be. I don't know if it would be hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. I'm gonna say this right here though. When you get a group of people that had a head start and they're so successful today because they had 400 plus years of a head start over other groups of people while they was getting free labor and then at the same time oppressing another group of people and stopping them from rising up so they couldn't go to school, so they couldn't live in certain areas, so they couldn't start businesses. Like Juice Man said it. We need more black banks, more black hospitals and stuff like that. Like when you have banks, that's a way to get a loan. When you get a loan, that's a way to get a home. That's a way to start business and stuff like that. And when you have people that don't look like you control the narrative and they can decide why we don't think you should get one, it's no reason why a 35, 40-year-old man is harder for him to get a loan than a 22-year-old white boy. Like, there's no reason why that shit exists in America. But if you look across the landscape, you see that all the time. You see young white Americans get loans for whatever it be.
Don't $1 million. I want $1 million bank. What they gonna do? Give it to them.
And they can start businesses and they can get homes and stuff like that. So like I said, I don't care if it's hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. Like, there needs to be some type of reparations paid, and the NCAAP, they shouldn't be the voice of reason. If anything, they should probably let every black person vote, maybe, and every black person make a decision
as
a collective. But I don't think the NCAAP, being the body that they are at this current moment, should be the ones to tell the white government how to give money to black people that are in desperate need, because there are a lot of black people that's like in very extreme poverty, and there's a lot of other black people that, given the money, they have a lot of good ideas to do for their communities, especially if you look in some communities like ours, where you have a lot of things on one side of town, and on the other side of town, you don't have certain things.
White folks are scared. You can't do that. Like you can't. That be like it's just like I was just saying. Economy is the haves and the haves not. If everybody had,
I'll say this. I am on this. In comparisons, though, between the Holocaust and I got three examples. The Holocaust, so that's Jewish. We have the Japanese in World War II internment camps. I want to say they also did the same thing with certain Koreans in the Korean War, and then we have Native Americans, which
I don't know about Native.
The one I feel about the Native Americans is you took my land, you did genocide, you diseased my people, and you killed us, and then you brainwashed us and put us in school. So I said the least you can do is give me a fucking casino. That's the least you can fucking do. So I have no problems with you go to every casino anywhere, and it's like, well, why the hell they're the only ones who own a casino in the state of North Carolina or fucking North Dakota? Because, motherfucker, look And then look at every reservation. That's another example. Is you look at every reservation, it's just as bad as any hood in America is just as bad. So I'll leave it with that. A lot of those are a little bit more recent, so it's hard to compare Black Americans 40 acres and a mule plus to what they got. So it's hard.
I was like, yeah, ain't nobody can beat us until you brought up the Indians.
Yeah, and it's just like, what is the modern day equivalent to 40 acres and a mule? Is it the land plus whatever inflation?
That number right now
plus inflation? Nah, it's probably in the billions. But that's all I'm gonna say about that.
No. I could do for one person a billion. No, I can do that number right now. 40 acres and a mule.
Hey, I'm gonna close my point on this though. Me and C's was talking not so long ago. Don't forget about the Black people that came back from the First World War and was supposed to have benefits and was denied those benefits. By the way, shout out to Juice Man next to me. But was denied those benefits because they was African American and didn't get those benefits from being in the military. Same thing for other African Americans throughout this country's history. So just like I said, based upon all of that different stuff, from slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and even the last 20 years from cops killing Black people and Black people being denied a lot of stuff, reparations are long overdue. And, I hope, and to mention to what Rose was saying earlier, I hope this bill gets passed. I don't care what the amount is, because I hope other cities across the country see this bill. And I hope Black people in those respective cities go to their congressmen and councilmen and, start clamoring for where's I at too. Rose, you got any closing thoughts on this?
No, on closing thoughts I got is I told you already. Get out my pocket.
Give me my money. Run me, who said it, Coach? Run me my money.
Yeah. Get your hand out my pocket.
So, with that being said, going to, Uganda, they recently passed. They recently passed an anti-gay bill, where basically, if you are doing homosexual acts in public, or you are openly LBGTQ, openly in public, that you can be imprisoned, and not just imprisoned, in some cases sentenced to death. Tears or no tears, C's?
Really not no tears. It's just the stipulation of, they said by death is like, I don't actually think they're gonna go through with it. Which to me, in my take, is a little extreme, but who am I to tell another country what they do? Where you compare to like Saudi Arabia, they ain't going for that. So just the way you dress in another country, people don't pay attention to, is like Indonesia. Indonesia is the biggest Muslim country in the world. They have the highest population. So their rules are really, really strict. They were talking about at one time doing something as simple as like, you can't cohabitate with somebody you're not married to. So like, if you're a couple and you're on a trip and y'all try to stay together and y'all not married, they won't allow that. But basically, it's really no tears. I mean, it's just it's the way the world is going. You got two factions. It's not extreme because a lot of African countries and Eastern African traditional countries don't play that type of stuff. They're not going for it. So to me, it's not really a surprise. It's just to how severely they said the ultimate sentence was. But it's really no tears for me.
So, hey, Juice Man, you got any thoughts?
I please the not the one, not the two, not the three, but the
Nah, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, okay, I feel like 1 year prison. Why not? But 20 years life and death, that's too extreme. I'm with But a year in prison, why not? Like shit. There's so many stuff when you go overseas or they come over here, they do stuff, and we send you to jail and vice versa. It's just like, you know. And then the women over there, it's like beautiful. Like, man, how would you? Man, I got no thing, man.
Them Kenyan and them Ugandan women.
Some no tears.
I got tears because That's death. Why you would kill somebody because of the sex? Man, come on, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
man.
at the same time, that's another country. Like, yeah, like you know what I'm saying.
Vertizi, it's TNT Dynamite. What you got over there?
Yeah, man, I ain't got no tears. You can make so many different arguments. The death part, you're gonna have some extreme Christians say biblically that's in the Bible. I'm just saying you are gonna have some of those Christians that is gonna point that out. So I don't have no tears. One, because it's another country. You know, the U.S. Let me repeat: the U.S. need to stay out of their business. Let them run their politics how they want to run it. We are not the conscience of the world.
So
Two,
what did the U.S. say specifically?
they basically had said in the White House correspondent basically said they was opposed to it and that they possibly would intervene if it got serious. So they was kind of lingering out there that they might go over there and do something. So
That's the reason why they did what they did.
so
No joke.
so I definitely feel like they need to stay out of it. But as far
So
as
if they did go over there, whose side you gonna be on?
I'm be on Uganda's side, to be honest.
So you gonna go over there and fight?
Now I ain't gonna go to fight, but I'm gonna agree with them because I don't feel like what you do in your house, Rose. I have the right to tell you how to raise your kids in your house because I'm not the one paying the bills in that house and I'm not the one feeding your kids. And that's how I feel about the United States. Like, we're not feeding these people citizens. So why are we telling them how to govern their
Man,
citizens?
all them commercials.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
All them
On
feeds,
Saturday mornings, I used to see
So
give a penny a day.
Hey,
Crazy.
hey,
Yeah, but how many of y'all
Are you gonna send that?
how many of y'all doing
We
it?
need we need to send
hey,
a
that's a
dollar
conversation
a
for
day.
another day. That's a conversation for
It'll
another day.
only take if everybody did it would only take a penny a day.
Hey, look at the numbers for UNICEF. UNICEF CEO was making bank.
But
bank.
I do feel Uganda in the sense of the president and the people spoke. This is more so for the youth of that country.
Yeah.
They do not want the youth to be murdered.
They don't want that feminist LGBT stuff to be the prominent culture in their country.
Well, they just don't want them to be brainwashed by it because a lot of times we do forget this. And a lot of these TV shows, music, a lot of these artists, I'm not going to say their names, but a lot of artists, especially the Grammys this year, they was wearing a lot of
dresses,
crazy stuff
bags
during their performances. What it does is when you have 5 to 12 to 13-year-old kids seeing this and they idolize these people, regardless of how you want to say it, they idolize these people. You know, it starts brainwashing them for them to think that this is okay, and not only is okay, like this is socially acceptable, and I should probably lean more that way. So you know, I can't fault them for wanting to keep their values and morals and to stop their kids from being, you know, that way. But he also did say, you know, when they turn 18, they can make their own choice.
Yeah. So it's the first subject on TNT, Tears and No Tears. Dynamite. So I ain't got no tears. Nah. I think they should be able to do what they want to do. It's their country. He runs his country how he wants to run his country. It's like we run our country how we want to run our country. I see the good in it and I see the bad in it, but I'm pretty sure they got legislation and they have maybe votes. I don't know how they run their country over there, but I'm pretty sure it's just not one person that came up with this idea and it passed through. So I'm pretty sure it went through some different branches or whatever. So they agreed on it, and so that's what it is. No tears on my end. On to the next one. Let's go fast on this one. Not too fast though, because twin turbos though.
All right, then Tony Mitchell, an Alabama player, you know, was arrested after driving 141 miles, and he had 200 grams of weed on him, as well as $7,000 worth of cash in the car. And when asked why he ran from police, he basically said the passenger told him to or made him nervous or something like that.
The passenger told him to punch it.
Okay. The passenger told him to punch it.
That's what he did.
And he punched it. So
I wonder who bought that Challenger or that Charger.
The NIL, you know who it was.
Hey, Juice Man,
it was Nick Man.
You got tears or no tears for this situation?
No tears.
C's.
Man, no tears for this dumbass, man. Come on. First you got weed in the car. Then you got the cash. It's like they're gonna be, you know, they don't ask questions. Where the cash from? If you got blood and you got cash, and then you running like a dumbass, you gonna crash. But pretty much, man, like what 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 is in your mind to where you're already speeding and you're gonna go on a high speed chase, man? It's just stupid, man. Just it's just a dumb situation, man. You fucking up your career, you know, your college career, football. Just stupid, man. Bert, what you think about that?
Yeah, I got tears, man. I just get tired of seeing a lot of young African American men in the news for the wrong thing. And all I'm gonna say is, I forgot what professional athlete said it recently. It's the 80, it's the 20, 20, 60 rule. There's 20 athletes out there. If there's 20 professional athletes and celebrities out there, they always doing charity work. And then there's 20 that's always in the news for dumb stuff. And then there's 60 that, bro, you don't never hear nothing about them. They treat it like a job. They get paid, they got families, or they just do their personal lives. So I just hate to see that another young African American man was just doing something stupid, especially since just a couple episodes ago we talked about another situation. So I'm gonna pass it to Rose.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for him because that might have been the dumbest thing I ever heard somebody say in a long time. Oh, the reason why I ran because the dude next to me told me to punch it. What he should have told you to do is shoot yourself.
You should have punched him.
No, that was what you should have did. He should have told you to shoot yourself, like kill yourself. That's what you should have told you to do, and I bet you would have did that too, huh? No, you wouldn't have. You knew better than what you were doing. And why in the world are you trying to sell weed? Because you know you weren't smoking all of that. Why are you trying to sell weed? I'm pretty sure you had a free ride to school,
NIL maybe.
and you might have had some deals.
It might have been his homeboys.
It don't matter whose it was. He the one that got charged with. It's in his car. It don't matter whose it
Hey,
was.
hey, man,
Why
man,
you even doing it? No,
punch it, punch it.
nah, it don't matter. He's a dummy. So I don't have no tears for him because that's just plain stupid and dumb. And I don't care who he was or what color he was. It's just all around. Ain't nowhere around it. Stupid and dumb. No tears. You need to do 5 years in prison for it just for being stupid.
ACs, the takeoff woman, you know, her hospital bills had racked up.
Who's the takeoff woman?
I don't know
Explain
her name.
that.
Do you know her name?
Explain that.
She was the woman that was shot in the takeoff. When takeoff got murdered. Her hospital bills.
Nah, I think people actually know who you talking about, man. The takeoff woman.
Oh man, I mean that's when you say takeoff woman, I know who you talking about. You know, takeoff dead. Takeoff ain't got no woman no more.
Basically, she was a woman who basically was at the same event. She happened to get shot in the back of the head the same night takeoff was killed. And now, you know, like you said, hospital bills are $200K. Tears for that bullshit, because it's like I'm at an event where somebody who they're not here to speak, but at the same time, I'm at an event and I get shot for some bullshit. I just straight bullet, and I got $200,000. I wake up from a coma. I got 200. It's tears for that shit. It's tears for the bullshit she has to go through. But I mean, that's all I got on it.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears for it. Like, cause shoot, man, people got high hospital bills every day. Should be all right too. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have no tears for it. She just need to I don't know what her situation is or whatever, but she just need to be glad that she's alive. You know what I'm saying? You got shot in the head, like man, like just be appreciative that you're alive and that you here to see another day and that you're able to speak, walk, and all this other kind of stuff. Um, that bills go sit there. You know what I'm saying? Not like they go sue you for it. So hey, no tears.
Hey man, the words of the Bible, she should be on her knees, kissing Jesus' feet, black Jesus' feet, and she should have tears rolling down her cheeks, washing his feet. Because, like Rose said, be thankful you're alive. So I ain't got no tears. You still living, you still breathing, and you know what? You was associated with them, doing whatever you was doing with them. So it is what it is.
Stop going to all these events and nothing.
But I was reading something the other day, and I saw that the CEO of Porsche, you know, since we were talking about some people driving fast, the CEO of Porsche, he found out his wife had a dementia-like illness and decided to file for divorce, and then up and got himself a girlfriend. You got any thoughts on that, C's?
I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. This man is 80 something years old, one of the richest car automaker families, owns portions of VW, the Volkswagen Group, and Porsche itself. So I mean, rich man, married. He's gonna got a girlfriend that's like what 30 to 40 years younger. Nothing out the ordinary, but I mean, it's just not too surprising, but it is just like, well, damn, dude.
Hey, Rose, what happened to through sickness and through health?
Yeah, I think I got tears for it, cause shoot, yeah, this might sound harsh, but I'm pretty sure she signed some papers. So I know you're already rich, but she's about to pass away anyway. So then you could have got that paper and stacked it on top of your other paper. And then if she got a dementia like illness, she don't even know what you're doing or remember what you're doing. So you could have still had the girlfriend slash housekeeper in there, you know what I'm saying? Still. But no, that sounds kind of wrong. But yeah, this is I got tears for it because yeah, that's just yeah. He could have did better than that, man. He could have did her better than that.
Yeah, man, I got tears just because I feel like this is just another prime example of marriage is a partnership, and the minute that one of you is no longer valuable for whatever reason you enter the partnership for, the partnership is going to dissolve. So, I got tears just for all the people that feel like marriage is this holy sanctified thing. But as far as this individual, nah, I ain't got no tears for him, man. Like it is what it is.
No, it's not tears for him. It's tears for her.
I mean, I did say I told you I got tears for her, man. Marriage ain't what people think it is. Um, but but she got finessed. Speaking of another girl a woman who got finessed. This woman in Miami, I guess she gave this dude her phone to put his number in it, and the dude cashed out himself $1,000. Um, man, I got tears of joy. Like,
But hey, are we right here right now?
yeah, we right here. We right
I was
here.
about to say the
We
same
right here.
shit, man. I was about to say the
got
same
tears of
exact
joy
thing.
because City Boys up 1,000. Like that's so smooth, man. I wish I would have thought of something like that. I ain't gonna lie. Like he probably could pay his bills now. He could probably go to the strip club and get that. Like he was like, this girl was thinking, man, I got me a dude that's gonna hit me up later on the night and then go back. And she look on her phone, she's missing $1,000. Gonna go on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all these social medias, trying to call this man out, talking about my sister needed that money or whatever. She said, hey, you got finessed. City Girls was up, 1,000 2 years ago. Now one of the main City Girls getting pissed on, and y'all losing cash app money. So it's City Boy time now. Summertime coming too.
Yeah, I don't have no tears for her, and I don't have no tears for him either, and he shouldn't give it back because yeah, he straight got in where he fit in. So yeah, next time you give your phone to somebody, just think about that. Just be smart. Um, and and I'm pretty sure he was riding clean or doing something for her to even give him a phone for him to put the number in it. Because I'm pretty sure she had her eyes open, or he might have already pulled her in with some chicken feed and then got her right back. So no tears for her. Seas
Man,
dynamite.
it was the same as Vert, man. Tears and laughter, nigga. I'm crying off of that one. But I mean, it just goes to show you, man. You might want to watch what somebody does when you hand them your phone. Like she probably just gave it off to him like this and was like, "Oh, da 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 da." He talking real smooth. Next thing you know, swipe swipe. But I mean, think about all the guys that it happened to. So I mean, it is what it is. So no tears, man. Just be careful with your shit.
Here we go. Life experiences.
Juice, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all know I'm an entrepreneur, and I randomly received $1,000 one night on my cash app. But this shorty that been promising me some pussy hit me back using me because she doing her thing, talking about, oh yeah, go ahead and send me that goddamn G. I like, nah, shorty, what G? Cause you still owe me. So, hey, I feel it, man. It is what it is. Hey, tears of joy, man. Like I can't. It's messed up, but at the same time, y'all chicks are so funny like that. Like y'all try to play one dude on another dude and another dude, but when it gets back to a real dude, he gonna do your ass in. I'm out.
Hey, so to switch the pace up a little bit, there was a woman in the UK. She accused three individuals, two minorities, I want to say Indian persuasion or Asian persuasion, of sexual assault. A year later, after two of them tried to kill themselves, and one of them actually spent like 75 days in prison. It was found that she purposely lied on them and purposely created bruises on herself, and she was recently sentenced to 8 years in prison. Um, got any thoughts on that, Juice Man?
Good for her. I hope you enjoy it. That what it is. Shoot, man. It's a lot of them out there like that. They be consensual, but they don't go their way. Oh, they got caught, or there's always something. Oh, rape this, rape that. Man, come on. Females, y'all need to stop it. Now, if it's truly a rape, now that's serious. And I have daughters, so yeah, the dudes need to go down for that. But come on, man. Like a lot of women be doing that though. If you don't give me what I want, I'm gonna holler rape. That's not. Come on.
Yeah, for me, man, it's crazy because there's a lot of cases where it turns out a woman has lied on a man, and it basically ruins your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get put on at least in America, you get put on the offender list. You can't live certain areas. You can't do certain jobs, and people look at your record and it'll hinder you from being hired at a lot of places. So it's like you're very limited, and it's like there's not a lot of repercussions for when they do find out that people do lie. It's like, oh, this woman lied on me. What are y'all gonna do about it? Oh, nothing. It's like this case happened so many years ago. It just swept under the rug, and it's just ruined so many lives. So I mean, hey, it actually needs to be brought up to attention. It's like, hey, if you lie for it, if someone gets sentenced and we come back and you find out that you lied about it, I think you should get convicted to a certain extent. Not, I'm not
Do
gonna
the
say
same time the man did. Do the same time the man did. Look at that.
so. Yeah, that is a factor. So I mean, it's really messed up all the way around.
Um, Man, I have conversations like this with MGH all the time, and I just want to bring up two public cases real quick. Brian Banks, you know, was supposed to play in the NFL, was going to be a high draft pick, was accused of sexual assault, and basically lost his career, lost millions of dollars. And I want to bring up the Central Park Five, the four African American boys and the one Hispanic boy who was accused of sexual assault on a white lady. Um, and it pretty much ruined a lot of their lives. They went to juvenile detention centers. One of them, at 16 years old, went to prison, and through his own story, admitted being sexually assaulted multiple times in prison. I feel like with situations like this, with to touch on what C's was saying, when something like that happens, there's no telling of are you going to lose your job, because a lot of times companies take action before you're found guilty or not guilty. Even if you are found not guilty, a lot of times public perception has already deemed it that you might have done it. They just be like you paid them off or you just got off or whatever. So you're already viewed a lot of times as guilty. I do feel like it's not a perfect situation, but I've heard this before. The enemy of the very good is the perfect. Just because something's not a perfect solution does not mean it's not a very good. I feel like this is a very good solution to try to hinder people from making false accusations, because there are a lot of women who do go through that. And when they hear cases like this, I know it pisses them off as well as it pisses men off, just for the simple fact of Now when the police, interrogate them, that they don't believe them or the public don't believe them because of public cases where the woman has found to be lying. So I'm glad to see that she's gonna do her time in prison because there needs to be something out there to hold these people accountable for making false accusations and not just sexual assault. Any false accusation, I feel like needs to be some type of repercussion behind it so that when you decide to accuse someone of it, you understand the severity of what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that if you accuse somebody of something or lie about something, it's like because that's automatically a crime when you lie to the law enforcement. So why when people do lie to law enforcement when they're on the other end, they don't get in trouble. The latest time when somebody did get in trouble over here was I guess Justin Smollett. He got in trouble for lying by getting lynched up by some white folks, and it happened to be some people that he paid. So so he basically he didn't he got hit by his career, but he only did like maybe 20 some days in jail. He didn't do much time in jail. Um, it just hit his career hard. But I think that should happen more often. And just recently, two Ohio State players they just got found not guilty after they took it to trial. And their lawyers and people were trying to tell them to take deals, but they didn't do anything wrong. They was like, "Nah, I ain't taking no deal. I'm taking it to trial." And they got found not guilty, but they was on their way to the NFL, and now they're trying to work their way back there. But that might be an opportunity lost because you know how people go to judge them and everything. So, but that's how I feel like people should be held at the same or even a higher standard for lying and getting people careers and lives taken away from them for some things that was not true. There ain't no way around it, man. So that's my take on it. And anybody else got something else to wrap it up with?
Nah, just good point, Rose, man. We can go all day about the Duke lacrosse team and other false accusations that was made even as recently as Johnny Depp being accused by Amber Heard of domestic violence. I'm gonna let C's wrap it up real quick.
I'm gonna end it on this. So when people do lie about it, it takes away from people who are actually victims of it. So that's the
What was
messed
that?
up part about it.
The girl that called Wolf.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the little boy that called Wolf.
Yeah.
So it takes away from actual victims. So it's like, hey, think about that. If you're falsely accusing somebody, think about that. It's actually taken away from the actual victims. So we'll end it on that though.
Man, she something was wrong with her. So I just gotta know what's wrong with these hoes.
What's wrong with them?
There's a lot wrong with them.
Man, we gotta talk about some of these delusional. I'm gonna repeat again, delusional hoes. And however you want to define that, whether they are five, but they think they are nine, whether whether they think they worth a Birkin bag, but they really worth Forever 21. Like
That's still too much.
these delusional hoes, what's wrong with them, C's?
What's wrong with them? I mean, it's just like it's hoes happen to just be delusional. They just think they don't understand the concept of reality. They just got these grandiose gestures and shit they want. It was like, oh, I deserve a Birkin. Why do you deserve a Birkin? Because some Beyonce was singing about it, or City Girls was singing about it, and it's just like, oh, you were five, but you put on makeup and you look like a seven, but you think you were 10. Oh, I wouldn't even talk to him because of this and that. So it's get a reality check, like I ain't gonna say be humble, but get a fucking reality check with shit, man. Rose, man, what's wrong with these hoes, man?
Man, I don't know what's wrong with them, but I think that they need to learn from the old school people in the game, cause they just say and do the dumbest things. It's like you be on the internet and then you see this stuff like, oh, this person did this or this girl did that, and like you start thinking about like, dog, did they do this just because it's on the internet, or is you really that dumb? And like, or when you see them post things and or post things about their life, and then when everybody starts talking about them, and then be like, why everybody talking about me? Everybody all in my business. Like, you posted it for everybody to talk about? Like,
You made it public consumption.
like, what's wrong with you? Like, or if you see something, or um, I seen a clip on Instagram where the girl was out eating with another dude with a dude, and then she's just trying to run up his bill, and he's like, hold on, shorty, like, what makes you think you deserve all this? He was like, oh, because it's the first day, I should get whatever I want because I'm a woman. Like, no, no, no. I know some of the simps have messed up the game, but no, you get nothing. Yeah, you
Not
deserve
13?
nothing.
Not 13?
Yeah, so it's like, no, like, man, what, you just delusional, or they just sometimes think everything is a fairy tale. It's like, no, everything's not a fairy tale. It's real life. It's 2023. You get in what you put in, and if you don't put in nothing, you get nothing in return. So, man, I think they just need to wake up, man. Wake up.
Way
Vertizi.
up. Man, I cannot stress enough what's wrong with these hoes, bruh. Because, like Rose and C's was saying, there's so many different situations. Like you got, I want to start off with a lot of these women that they be in these small little towns, and because it's not that many attractive people,
hottest thing in the city.
yeah, there's not that many attractive people in the city. They be in somewhere like Statesboro or Millen, and they think they're 9, and then they travel to Atlanta, and then they don't get no attention and realize, oh damn, I'm really like a 5.
You high shooting, they 3 or 4.
But then they go somewhere like Houston or Miami, and they realize, oh damn, I'm really a 2. Like a lot of these women really don't even understand that, and that's something that me and MGH talk about all the time. Men, for the most part, have a better understanding of their hierarchy in certain things when it comes to stuff like that. But a lot of women, like they're just taught and groomed from a certain age that they're the best, and it gives them a distorted illusion of that. Then you have situations where you trying to book dancers, and you got a dancer asking for $1,000, and she doesn't even look nowhere near as good as dancers you done hired before, and you only gave them 200, and you trying to figure out how is that 800 gap? Like, am I missing something? So then you go on her Instagram and you check the pages again, and you realize, oh man, she not even worth $100 to
So you saying
take around the
40?
way.
So you saying a 40 that says she's worth 1,000? She wants a band, but she really worth 40.
Yeah, she really worth 40 to be honest, man. Really probably maybe a bottle of E&J and maybe a little bit of,
I'm gonna have
something
to,
like that.
So I'm gonna have to drink some of that E&J before I'm willing to give her 40s. What you said?
Probably so. You probably have to drink at least about 4 or 5 shots of E&J to get yourself right. Yeah, get yourself right.
Bro.
So you got a lot of delusional women like that. And then lastly, man, the women who just expect the world, man. They expect you to just wine and dine them. And this is the first time I met you. I don't know your name barely like that. I know what you told me. Then 2 weeks later, you told me your name was Ashley, and I find out it was Mariah. And I'm taking you out to eat, and you expecting me to spend $60-$70 at Juicy Crab, and I'm trying to figure out like, girl, I ain't never, like when I be watching your little videos on Instagram or Snapchat, and you come to Juicy Crab, you get the shrimp ball. Like today, you got the crab legs, you got the lobster tail, you got calamari, and you order like 3 drinks that cost like $15 each. Cause it's on my tab. I heard from Rose one time when you go to the bar and you ask to buy a girl a drink, don't ask her what she want. Say, what do you normally get yourself when you paying? That's what you need to do with a lot of these hoes. Juice man?
You better than me. That's a brown and white, Charlotte. There you go right there. Brown and white. And I'm gonna let you know. If you above 5, I might splurge a little bit. Premium. If you below a 5, you better put that well in there. Hold up, you got something low in the well? Let me get that. For her. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go.
Muddy water? Muddy water? What?
Yeah, shit. I hope you got some shiner in there. I got $2. Little run.
Yeah, that damn Mississippi mud.
What's wrong with them, man? Entitlement. That's all it is. That's the word of the day. Entitlement. Females, they get entitlement. Men, you don't work, you don't eat. You don't grind, you don't shine. That's how I go, man. It is what it is.
Hey man, to spend this conversation in a positive way, to the women that are not delusional, let me give you a shout out.
Yeah, to the women that are not delusional, happy Women's History Month.
When you're not delusional, let me tell you something. It's easier for you to get married. It's easier for you to stay in a long-term relationship because your expectations from your partner, as well as your expectations of what's out there, is not as delusional as with other women. So
they still got them tendencies that woman.
I mean, they
still got them tendencies.
They all sway back and forth, but when you're not delusional, it does keep you more grounded, and you do realize, you know what, my man may not be the best, but let me look around what's going on. For what I'm,
he the best I ever had.
For what I can get, this is definitely the best I can get.
Make sure y'all speak for yourself, because I'm not only the best, I'm better than the rest. I like to know me.
I DM Max, man. She said it's the best she ever tasted.
Since we rhyming, man, don't be so unusual. Stop believing everything and being so damn delusional.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for subscribing, liking the podcast, especially on the TikTok page. It's blowing up. Hey, make sure you go on the Instagram page. No More Black Tears.
NMBT Podcast at NMBT Podcast on Instagram.
And last thing, we didn't hit the double-digit mark of episodes. When you go on the YouTube page, we got more than 10 episodes now. So y'all keep on following. And in the words of Rakim,
remember,
peace.
Like and subscribe.
All right, I'm back quiet.